Hello and welcome to the Archetypical Mind Study Group. Today's April 14, 2025, session 7, and we are working on transformation of the mind. Let's start with a prayer of light.
Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe.
We thank the one infinite creator for this opportunity to serve, to know ourselves, to accept ourselves, and to become creators. Let our hearts be filled with gratitude to those of Ra for bringing us the archetypes as a tool for this inner work, and to those of Quo for extending our knowledge of these tools. We extend our gratitude to the channeling team at LL Research for bringing us this knowledge. We invite Quo to join us in this working. We also invite our guides, our higher selves, and the ascended masters to grace us with your presence and to show us what we need to know. May all beings find what they truly seek. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Andy. As usual, we're starting with the dictionary definition of the word transformation. And what I have here is 1, an act, process, or instance of transforming or being transformed. And then there's 2 more. The operation of changing as by rotation or mapping one configuration or expression into another in accordance with a mathematical rule, especially a change of variables or coordinates in which a function of a new variable or coordinates is substituted for each original variable or coordinate. And 2, the formula that affects a transformation. I really like the mathematical side of it because it's almost like you took one thing and by applying an external or internal set of rules, you transformed it into something else. Andy, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Questioner, let me skip over the Hierophant for a minute because I'm really not understanding that at all, and just ask you if the lovers represent the merging of the conscious and the unconscious, or a communication between conscious and unconscious. Ra, I am Ra. Again, without being at all unperceptive, you miss the heart of this particular archetype, which may be more properly called the transformation of the mind.
Questionnaire. Transformation of the mind into what? Ra, I am Ra. As you observe archetype 6, you may see the student of the mysteries being transformed by the need to choose betwixt the light and the dark in mind.
Ra, we were intending to suggest that in the use of the system known to you as the tarot for advancing the spiritual evolution of the self, a proper understanding, if we may use this misnomer of archetype 22, is greatly helpful in sharpening the basic view of the significance of the mind, body, and spirit, and further throws into starker relief the transformation and great way of the mind, body, and spirit complexes.
Questionnaire. Are all activities that the entity has as it experiences things from the state of infancy a function of the potentiator of the mind? Ra, I am Ra. Firstly, although the functions of the mind are indeed paramount over those of the body being the creature of the mind, certainly not all actions of a mind-body-spirit complex could be seen to be due to the potentiating qualities of the mind complex alone, as the body, and in some cases the spirit also, potentiates action. Secondly, as a mind-body-spirit complex becomes aware of the process of spiritual evolution, more and more of the activities of the mind and body which precipitate activity are caused by those portions of the mind-body-spirit complex which are articulated by the archetypes of transformation.
Ra, there is no experience which is not purchased by effort of some kind, no act of service to self or others which does not bear a price to the entity manifesting commensurate with its purity. All things in manifestation may be seen in one way or another to be offering themselves in order that transformations may take place upon the level appropriate to the action.
Each of the images leading to the transformations of mind, body, and spirit, and ultimately to the great transformative choice, has the increasing intensity of increasing articulation of concept. That is to say, each image in which you find this angle may increasingly be seen to be a more and more stridently calling voice of opportunity to use each resource, be it experience, as you now observe, or further images, for the grand work of the adept, which builds towards transformation, using the spirit's bountiful shuttle to intelligent infinity.
Questioner, thank you. Card number 6 I see as the transformation of the mind. The male's crossed arms representing transformation being possible either toward the left or the right-hand path. The right-hand path being beckoned or led by the female, the potentiator, the one on the right having the serpent of wisdom at the brow and being fully clothed, the one on the left having less clothing and indicating that the matrix or potentiator would be more concerned and attracted to the physical illusion as the left-hand path is chosen, and more concerned and attracted to the mental as the right-hand path is chosen.
The creature above points an arrow at the left-hand path, indicating that if this path is chosen, the chips, shall we say, will fall where they may, the path being unprotected as far as the random activity of catalyst. And the intellectual abilities of the chooser of that path would be the main guardian rather than a designed or built-in protection by the logos for the right-hand path. The entity firing the arrow, being what seems to be a second density entity, would indicate that this catalyst would be produced by a lesser evolved source, you might say. Would Ra comment on these observations of card 6, the transformation of the mind?
I am Ra. We shall speak upon several aspects. Seratim? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Like in series, one after the other.
Oh, I see. Firstly, let us examine the crossed arms of the male who is to be transformed. What, O student, do you make of the crossing? What see you in this tangle? There is a creative point to be found in this element, which was not discussed overmuch by the questioner. Let us now observe the evaluation of the two females. The observation that the left-hand path moves the roughly physical and the right-hand path, the mental, has a shallow correctness. There are deeper observations to be made concerning the relationship of the great sea of the unconscious mind to the conscious mind, which may fruitfully be pursued. Remember, O student, that these images are not literal. They haunt rather than explicate.
Many use the trunk and the roots of the mind as if that portion of mind were a badly used, prostituted entity. Then this entity gains from this great storehouse that which is rough, prostituted, and without great virtue. Those who turn to the deep mind, seeing it in the guise of the maiden, go forth to court it. The courtship has nothing of plunder in its semblance, and may be protracted, yet the treasure gained by such careful courtship is great. The right hand and left hand transformations of the mind may be seen to differ by the attitude of the conscious mind towards its own resources, as well as the resources of other selves.
We now speak of that genie or elemental or mythic figure, culturally determined, which sends the arrow to the left-hand transformation. This arrow is not the arrow which kills, but rather that which in its own way protects. Those who choose separation, that being the quality most indicative of the left-hand path, are protected from other selves by a strength and sharpness equivalent to the degree of transformation which the mind has experienced in the negative sense. Those upon the right-hand path have no such protection against other selves, for upon that path the doughty seeker shall find many mirrors for reflection in each other self it encounters. Doughty means marked by fearless resolution.
Questionnaire. Thank you. To continue with the tarot, I would like to make the additional observation with respect to card 6, that the male's arms being crossed, if the female to his right pulls on his left hand, it would cant, in effect turn him, his entire body, toward the right, and the same is true for the female on the left. Pulling on his right hand, she will turn his entire body to her side, which is my interpretation of what's meant by the tangle of the arms, that the transformation occurs by pull, which attempts to turn the entity towards the left or the right-hand path. Would Ra comment on that observation? To cant means to set at an oblique angle, to tilt.
I am Ra, Wishel. The concept of the pull towards mental polarity may well be examined in the light of what the student has already accreted concerning the nature of the conscious exemplified by the male and the unconscious exemplified by the female. Indeed, both the prostituted and the virginal of deep mind invite and await the reaching. Accreted means accumulated by gradual or small additions.
In this image of transformation of mind, then, each of the females points the way it would go, but is not able to move, nor are the two female entities striving to do so. They are at rest. The conscious entity holds both and will turn itself one way or the other, or potentially backwards and forwards, rocking first one way, then the other, and not achieving the transformation. In order for the transformation of mind to occur, one principle governing the use of the deep mind must be abandoned. It is to be noted that the triangular shape formed by the shoulders and the crossed elbows of consciousness is a shape to be associated with transformation. Indeed, you may see this shape echoed twice more in the image, each echo having its own riches to add to the impact of this complex of concepts. I'm actually seeing it 3 times. I'm seeing it once in the bow. There's a triangle here. There's another one at the bottom and another one here that marks kind of like the two paths, and then of course the arms. Cool.
Yes, quote, I have considered the archetype of the two lovers, also one imbued with this idea of choosing the two paths, and would like to ask your comments on its difference from the 22nd archetype and its similarities, as I have had little success in commenting on that to myself. Quo, I am Quo, and I am aware of your query, my brother. The archetype known as the lovers is the archetype which, as you have correctly surmised, best illustrates the choice of your illusion, the path of radiance, which shines the love and light of the one creator freely to all, or the path of the magnetic attraction that seeks the love of others to use for the self.
When this choice has been made, then we see the 22nd archetype, the Fool, being fully invoked. The seeker then, having made its choice, becoming available for the opening of the self to love in the complete sense, that is, to give love as a response to all catalyst. Thus, the two lovers present the choice. The Fool journeys on, having made that choice.
The choice of service to others or service to the self that so classically is expressed in the archetypical image of the tarot card of the lovers seems a simple one. It often seems very clear what is service to self and what is service to others. However, many are those who have found that there are courses in polarity given to them by the school of life which are exceedingly subtle and worthy of study. For those who are attempting not only to choose, but to choose with grace and deftness and skill, not the most obvious service to others, but the highest, there is a never-ending and very rich palette of choices to be made, options to be considered, and always, ever new each day, a new and newly mysterious universe to comprehend, behold, and give thanks for.
There are many levels of choice. The fundamental level is the choice of polarity. And in the choice of polarity, as you were studying this weekend, you may see the figure of the two lovers or the transformation of the mind with the tug present. Not one tug greater than another, but two equal choices. You know which way you wish to go. Each of you here is deeply committed to seeking how to become more and more polarized in service to others. This does not mean that the choices that you make are simple. Third density is very good at presenting you with complicated polarizing choices. Choices in which part of your choice is to polarize towards service to others, and part of it is polarizing backwards towards service to self.
As you rock back and forth in choice, find your sweet spot of surety and choose your own version of the highest and best, and then move off to court the feminine principle of nurturing, healing, and pure affection that you are invoking by making this choice. Okay, so when we're ready, we'll close our eyes and relax. You might want to continue holding the position of the butterfly hug, or right hand on left shoulder, left hand on your right shoulder, and just hold it there if you feel comfortable. If you don't, let's put your hands wherever they normally go. And take a deep breath in, hold, breathe out, hold, in again, hold, out, hold, in, hold, out, hold, and relax. And now we start our body scan from our toes, relaxing the toes, feet, ankles, calves and shins, knees, thighs, hips, moving up the torso, shoulders, down the arms, onto the wrists, hands, fingers, neck. Relax your jaw, back of your head, ears, cheeks, eyes, moving up towards the crown. Feel yourself relaxing and opening up your red ray energy center, your orange ray energy center, your yellow ray energy center, your green ray energy center, your blue ray energy center, your indigo ray energy center, and your violet ray energy center. Feel all your energy centers opening up. And become aware of yourself as the observer, moving your attention inwards towards your heart, and ever more deeply inwards. And dwell there for a moment. Become aware that you're in a void, clear, bright void, completely white, and you're standing between two orbs, one on your left and one on your right. And there's something inside these orbs swirling around. And you're being asked to choose one of these orbs. Without judgment, observe the choosing mind and see which one it wants to choose. Observe the choosing mind, deciding, making this choice. Bring your attention back towards the observing mind, the one that is watching the choosing mind without judgment. And sit with the observing mind for as long as you can. Does your attention want to move back towards the choosing mind, towards the orbs? Become aware that the orbs have now switched places. The one on the left is now on the right, and the one on the right is now on the left. And let yourself make that choice again. Are you going to choose the one that you chose before, or will you switch so that you're choosing the same side as before? And observe this choosing mind, what is influencing it. What are the beliefs that this choosing mind holds? Without judgment, and with a full acceptance of this choosing mind. And send this choosing mind to love. And when you're ready, move your attention back again towards the observing mind. Who is this observing mind? And if you're able to, move your attention even further back towards the observer that is observing the observing mind. And sit there for as long as you can. Gently allow your attention to move back towards the choosing mind. And now notice that the orbs have transformed into something that represents the choices that are being presented to you in your life right now. One on your left and one on your right. And observe the self that wants to make the choice. And send love to this self without judgment, without seeking to understand its reasons. Allow this choosing self to make the choice it wishes to make, fully accepting the choice it's making. Now slowly move your attention back again towards the observer. And if you can, the observer of the observer. And keep moving this attention back with each observer that emerges that you've become aware of. You may notice that your attention wants to move back forwards towards the choosing mind, and this is okay. Your attention moves backwards and forwards like the waves rolling into the shore. and then pulling itself back out towards the ocean, and then back towards the shore. And you are just observing. As you are drawn towards the choosing mind again, notice that the objects that represent your choice have now switched places. And without judgment, observe the choosing mind. See where it wants to go without trying to sway it, influence it. Simply allowing it to choose. Moving your attention back again towards the observer mind. Becoming aware that where you place your attention is also a choice. And sit with this exercise for a while, allowing your attention to go where it wants to go. And whenever you notice that it's being distracted, bringing it back to the observer mind. Without any judgment if you're not able to sustain your attention on the observing mind. When you're ready, gradually bring your attention back to the present. And over the next few days, see if you can remember during your day to bring your attention to the observing mind. Maybe every time you leave your house, you notice the observing mind as you reach for your door handle, when you're doing the dishes, having a shower, and see how long you can sustain that attention to the observing mind. And become aware of the observing mind.